Hey YouTube, this is Woodworker Anonymous, and I'm here to talk a little bit about F-clamps today. Yesterday I had to run out and get some replacement F-clamps because about a year ago I bought this total piece of crap from Harbor Freight. In fact, I think I made a video about it. It was like probably the second video I ever made or something like that. It was about a year ago. You know, they opened a new Harbor Freight store real close to where I work. Of course, I stopped in there and I saw these things on an end cap, but they're like $2.99. And I was like, are you kidding? You know, I had 20 bucks in my pocket. I bought 6 of them. Here they are, and it's 12 months later, and I'm just starting to realize how badly I miss my $20 now. I've already thrown 2 of these in the trash. I never throw tools away. I threw these 2 out. I'm aware that these things are supposedly have a lifetime warranty, and you know, to be perfectly honest with you, the concept of spending my life chasing these things back to the store and getting replacements as they fail over and over is just not something I wanted to consider. So they went right in the trash, you know, from across the room during a glue up. That's what happened. So I'm here to tell you, don't be tempted. Don't spend $3 on this so-called clamp. Problems with this thing range, they're various. You know, the play between the bar and the actual sliding jaw, way too loose. And when you start cranking down, this thing starts torquing and twisting when you're trying to clamp something. That's number 1. Number 2, these teeth on the back of the bar, which are supposed to catch these like clutches style mechanism right here, they slip, and sometimes they won't grab, and like, or they'll grab, and as you start to tighten it, they'll slip and loosen again, then you'll restart, then you have to back this out and try. Really frustrating. Another problem with these things is it's a little spring in here, a little metal spring that keeps these clutches, supposed to keep these clutches engaged on the back side of this bar. And I don't know what kind of metal they're made out of, but it's not the kind of metal you want to make a spring out of, because they immediately lose a significant amount of their elasticity, and then these things stop holding at all. And then you're taking that spring out and trying to or stretch it back into some kind of shape or size that will apply pressure. And you know, I noticed that these bars, all of the ones I have here, it's powder coated. You know, keeps it from rusting, I guess. I don't know. I thought maybe that was the problem with it not catching on the teeth. So, you know, I actually went in there and like tried to file a little bit deeper groove on, you know, a few inches of the teeth, and you know, and I was like, this thing costs $3. Why am I wasting all this time? Don't buy it. It's trash. All right, so, but I need to get a replacement. So I went to Home Depot, and they carry Bessey brand, and they have the same, let me get this back. They have the same size, shape, style F-clamp. Okay, this is basically a 2.5-inch throat. It's a 6-inch clamp, and Bessey makes the same exact clamp. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Home Depot for like $10.50. Significantly more expensive than the $3 this thing is, but this wasn't even 12 months later, and it's total trash. So I went there, I was going to buy a bunch of those just to replace those and be done with that whole nightmare. And right next to those, they had these Bessey clamps, which are basically a good step up in, I guess, beefiness. This is a 3.5-inch throat. And this bar, as you can see, is significantly thicker and wider. This is like a 3/4-inch bar. This is about a 1-inch bar, and it's at least twice as thick. Well, maybe close to twice as thick. This clamp has, I don't know if you can see that, 1,100 pounds capacity you can apply. The same clamp in the 2.5-inch version that was the same as the Harbor Freight was a 600 pound. So nearly double the clamping capacity pressure you can exert with this. This clamp was $13.50 in the 6-inch version. So it was like another $3. And then I saw right next to it was this 12-inch version, and this one was $15.50. So another $2. So now I'm going from a $3 clamp to a $15 clamp. But I am getting 12-inch capacity. I am getting, I don't know what this thing was rated at, but it wasn't 600 pounds, I can tell you that. This is 1,100 pound capacity. It's very robust and significant improvement. So I'm happy. I was pretty drunk on all the capability, the quality of construction, this Bessey clamp, and so I picked up 4 of these. Cost me 60 bucks. Of course, as I'm looking at the Bessey clamps, I see this Bessey clamp on the wall, and I've seen a couple of these in videos. I've never seen one at the store until yesterday. I don't normally go really searching for clamps, but this is Bessey also, and it's pretty slick. It's, got silky smooth action here up and down the rail. It's a little thumb release here that allows you to slide it up and down. And instead of having a knob here to turn, it's right on the back bar. So kind of go up here and tighten it in the same motion, which seems like a pretty good idea. I was pretty blown away, and looking at it, I was like, wow, but 25 bucks. I'm like, it's super sexy. It's like looking at the sports car versus the minivan. But I'm like, well, I gotta have one, So I bought one, and actually I bought 2, but don't tell my wife. But anyway, I got it home, and I'm already starting to second guess this decision. And why is started looking at the specs, started looking at the construction. It's nowhere near, the quality of this thing. This thing right here, I know I'm gonna be able to go to war with this thing. It's gonna be in my shop for the next, until I'm done in the shop. 25, 30 years, this will still be here. This one, I'm not so sure. First of all, it's only 2 3/8 inch throat. It's not even 2.5. Okay, that's a little disappointing. It does have the smaller 3/4 inch bar, but more importantly, look at this right here. This clamping pad right here. If you look at all these other clamping pads, this is a Jorgensen. It's got a metal pad. This is the Bessey I just bought. It's got a metal pad. They spin around on there. Even the Harbor Freight piece of crap has a metal clamping pad down here. Okay. This one, which costs $25, has this plastic pad. There's no metal here. It's snapped over top of a metal bar, a metal ball, if you will. And that worries me. This could get bumped into. I know it's going to get bumped into. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to smack it against something. It gets cold in my shop. I got a coat on now. It's February. It's cold out here. I'm worried about this thing cracking, popping off, losing it. You lose this. What good is this clamp when you lose that plastic pad? $25 for this. And this was $15, and I was like halfway complaining about the price of that. It's a fraction of the capability. Here's the 450 pounds. That's the capacity of the clamping power you can exert with this. And I spent 25 bucks. Nope, I spent 50 bucks. This is going back this morning. I'm getting ready to jump in a car, and it's super sexy, it's sleek, it's smooth. I'm taking it back though. I haven't even used it. I don't have any confidence in this thing standing up to the abuse in my shop. Look at this clamp here. This is a Jorgensen clamp. I've had this one in my shop for 20 years easy. And it's the 2.5 inch throat. It's the 3/4 inch bar. But look, the spring still works real well. The teeth grab everywhere it's supposed to. I can't complain about this. I've had it forever. I've beaten it to death and it's still working. I've got 3 or 4 more of these things. Maybe a few years after I bought these, I bought some more because I needed more clamps. These are Pittsburgh clamps, and I'll be honest with you, I think this is a Pittsburgh clamp too from Harbor Freight. But this Pittsburgh clamp was bought over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and I've beaten the crap out of this one. And it's, to be honest with you, it's not quite as good as this Jorgensen, but it's still working. The spring works, the teeth catch, everything's working on it. You can tell the casting quality, not nearly as good as the casting quality on the Jorgensen. So anyway, Pittsburgh from yesteryear, much better than what Pittsburgh's giving Harbor Freight these days. All right, it's been a full day. I actually went to work. I went to the Home Depot on the way to work, and I returned those gear clamps. And I brought back the equivalent. Actually cost me $3 extra. So what I did is I got, here we go, the 6-inch Bessey clamp. It's the 2.5-inch throat and the 6-inch bar. It's also got the 3/4-inch bar, very similar to the Harbor Freight. You can see that it's the same size and dimension, but these do have a 600-pound clamping capacity, and they cost $10.50. I did want to get something small again, go back down to the 6-inch. I do use these 6-inch clamps a lot, and when I do need something more than the 6-inch clamps, I've always had to go all the way up to the 24-inch clamp. And to be honest, a lot of times I'm clamping stuff up and these big 24-inch clamps hanging off. I needed something in between, so the 12 inchers are going to fill a nice niche. Just want you to maybe like learn a little bit from my mistake and stay away from the Harbor Freight. It just wasn't worth it. It seemed like it would be worth it. It's $3, and like figured how badly can you get hurt? Well, when you buy 6 of them, you can get hurt for $20. So, so if you got any great input on your experience with F-clamps, your favorite brand, you got something I missed or something I'm way off base on, let me know. Put it in the comments section. I'll read it. Not that many people comment on my videos, so I got plenty of time to respond in case you want to say something. All right, well, once again, Woodworker Anonymous, and check in with you next time.